Hi, Gavan and Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Arachir Galadirthin, the leader behind the DaC team. I was going to say High Lord again, because that's what Arachir means, and I keep getting mixed up. Oh, anyway, welcome back to DaC. We're playing on as the Adûnâim. We are reclaiming what we took in a masterful stroke of second-hand and backstabbing tactics, which I used to be rather known for in my days of Age of Empires. Apologies to the sniff. And we are allied to Isengard now, which was a necessary evil. I'm not really that pleased about that, but and they've just attacked Gondor, so Gondor are about to die, and the Isengard Empire is going to be vast. We, however, don't have the strength to counter them. But what we are going to do is move off, and if I could, I would have built a tower there, but they cost 20 gold, and I've got 20 gold. I have now, though. Woohoo! Let's say that Gimmelzor dug into his own pocket to pay for that one. Oh, it only cost 15 gold. Oh, right, I didn't need that much. I'm just going to nip some generals over here to take our Menelaus as well, because I think we should take that one back. Dunland have really stalled Bree, so we're not worried about Bree anymore. And at the moment, we're not actually worried about Dunland either. Not as much as we may have been before. So what I'm going to do is... Oh, no. Take some of these units. You and you... no, we don't need very much at all to take that town. And Castamayate is already on his way there. In fact, you two will probably be enough on your own to take it. Take another general with you and call it quits. There you go. And then all of you, because we need you all to be our main defence on this side from Lindon. Because, of course, this is all our territory now, and we border Lindon fully. Speaking of which, actually, this being our territory, let's finally go and get some bloody towers up. I'm going to give myself money again. Sorry, everyone. Gimmelzor is just going to personally pay for some towers. Although cheating myself 17 gold I don't think is the worst thing I could do, so I'm not too concerned. Harkening back to the days, the start of this campaign, when we actually held Buzzradûm. It was ours for a time. We even made it as far as Undertowers before we were utterly pushed back. But I think, if memory serves, with the introduction of a few new regions to our roster and building town halls wherever we can build them, we... Oh, we don't actually need a town hall in Dolvorn. You should go for something money related. Ah, get a mason's hall and get those buildings cheaper, yeah. Yeah, it's only 2 turns for 1,000. Once we take our Menelaus as well, I think we'll then be making actual money.
We shall listen to your proposal, but do not expect much. I do not believe I'm able to accept this.
Alright, go on then, you can have my map information. Ceasefire and trade with you is very good, because you still hold the Shire, so you're still very wealthy. And I would welcome your monies in my coffers. Now, ceasefiring with them, though, might make Dunland more likely to attack us. Whereas before, we were enemies of the same enemy, which gave us a sort of quasi-alliance. But no longer. But I am allied to their ally, and so it is a bit of a risk. But if Gondor can keep Isengard occupied, or at least busy, then if Dunland do attack me, Isengard might not break the alliance. But then no, they have to break the alliance with either me or Dunland, if Dunland and I go to war. Ah, Minas Tirith has fallen, and Gondor has just gained a stack army to reclaim it. Siduri is ready to upgrade, which should be a chief priority. Argond has been repaired. Oh, and Lindon have allied with Khazad-dûm, of course they have. Oh, come on, Isengard, you've just gone to war with Gondor. Send your armies down there and do something about that.
Yes, my lord.
An order. Move!
Oh, and Dunland are trying to take our Menelaus.
Forming up into...
Your orders, my lord.
What's our Menelaus garrison with? 1 unit of sellswords. What have Dunland sent? Nothing. If memory Argond proves true, they're not going to get our Menelaus either, so...
An order.
And we are making money, even if it is only 80 odd.
The enemy finds us.
Money is money.
It won't be to their liking. Nothing.
I know that's a bit of overkill on the tower front, but
lands,
we need it. We really need it.
Nothing shall escape your notice in these lands, my lord.
Argond can actually recruit units. My God. Of course, we're back into the region where we held it for a long time, aren't we? What's the free upkeep here? 3 free upkeep. That is very tempting to actually train troops, but we need the money elsewhere. Bregost, you're an important thing. I'd happily keep you. And Siduri, I want you to upgrade. But Dolvorn, actually, if you take your money out. Bregost, if you go to a normal tax rate, every little helps. Siduri, can I bump you up? Yeah, you go normal as well. I can't do anything in Argond. Alright. Alright. We're in a bit of a peace session, just as we shore up our defences, we build a nation, hopefully. If we could actually take lands from Lindon, that would be a huge boost to us in our then attempts to do something afterwards. I don't want it to just get to the point where I'm like, well, we've beaten every good nation now, let's just end it. I mean, our objective is to take 60 regions from anyone. And what we have at the moment, actually, is the opportunity to basically claim all of Eriador. That is what we can do. We can. Isengard is now a massive empire, but he is stupid to attack them at any point. So I could very well just leave them where they are. Is there a ship in there? Oh no, it's just the design of the... Oh no. Oh, Sacklethor, I think you're going to die. Sacklethor, I think you're going to die. That 1,000 gold would have been so useful.
The fleet cannot sail there.
Oh,
Yes,
Dunland
Lord.
did not attack the town. They might be trying to siege them out. Ah, we are actually making some money. I think it might be prudent to queue up some units and get free upkeep here. Oh, it's only 3, isn't it? Who would we not want in that instance? The footmen or the warriors better? The warriors have a higher attack but a lower defense. I think the warriors. I'm just concerned that Dunland might go for us. They might consider us a better option than Bree.
Yes. Yes. Nothing shall escape your notice in these lands, my lord.
It's south
An
there.
order.
Come on, Dunland, lose that army. Right, end the turn. Once we take if we can get our men loss into our ranks, we'll actually be earning an okay little profit if we keep our army just to free upkeep. Taking back these towns has given us a solid amount of money. Bregost is quite a wealthy little province, really, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, owing to the mines. Although the mines don't actually give it that much. It's the trade from the mines that you don't really appreciate. That it gives you the boost. So whilst the mine building itself may not actually give you all that much income, the trade you get from having a mine resource in that region is noticeable and tangible, is a better word. Oh, the Steward of Gondor is dead. Gondor are falling fast.
Yes. Yes.
Fading fast, you might say.
Nothing shall escape your notice in these lands, my lord.
Move up to the river, get a sight of that. How long till Dolvorn goes up? Oh, not that long, actually. Oh, it is on a high tax rate, though, so it will be a little while. A wee while. Ah, they did lose. Perfect.
Your orders, my
Right, we'll take that back.
As you command, we
We'll
shall
easily kill those
prevail.
sellswords, whereas they, again, have just failed completely. But unfortunately, another end turn. Oh, Sacklethor, they didn't attack you. Quick, get that 1,000 gold and be done with it. Brilliant. They'll attack you now, but you'll have we'll get 1,000 gold out of it. I don't know how the game actually works in terms of funds. I think what it does is, you say you've got a building queued up for 1,000 and a unit queued up for 600. This is my understanding. You will gain money to a point, and once the amount of money you have gained exceeds the lowest item, the lowest value item, that item then gets listed. So if you queue up, say for example, one building, as I say, that costs 1,000, and 2 units in 2 different towns that cost 600 each,
Ships ready.
then the game will, and let's say then that you make, in that turn, for example, you make, I don't know, 2,000 gold. Well, the game will train the first unit first, which means you've only actually trained 1,400 gold, and then it will train the second unit, which means you've only actually gained 800 gold, which means you're then not able to build the building. That's my understanding of it. I could, of course, be completely wrong, and it might be it just goes purely on a priority basis. But we don't really have the stats for how the game works out priority of buildings, but that could be the way that it does it. What we do need to do, though, is Heladril over there, he needs to die. That's just going to have to happen.
We shall engage. I will only address you in battle. As you command. We have
Yeah,
triumphed.
bugger off to your bloody dwarven allies, you scum! They don't like us, but that's alright, they never liked us.
We'll stop here.
Ah, yes, we're building that meeting hall. Perfect, so we'll get another unit of free upkeep there. And then hopefully the only other thing, and that's training its 2 troops, which is good, which means the only thing remaining then is for Siduri to upgrade, which would be really helpful. I'd really like Siduri to upgrade, so I'm hoping for that in the next one, in the immediate future. Although it takes 7 turns to build once it gets going. The threat feels an awful lot like, obviously, it is gone from the campaign at the moment. Lindon could come down out of Mythlond and attack us, but they won't. For whatever reason, their army is going to stay in Mythlond. They think Mythlond is a key location to them. I don't know if it's because they maybe aren't allied with Adûnâim. I've not checked. And so they're keeping them there because Adûnâim are much stronger than me and they're not as worried about me. But Lindon aren't really a threat. Bree have been totally neutered thanks to Dunland. So the only real threat at the moment comes from this potential that Dunland might attack us and bring Isengard into the war, which we obviously do not want. Now, I'm not going to fall for that same bloody trap. We're just going to go in and murder them. That was very annoying last time that it did that. Very annoying. That my AI army, of course, the auto-resolve lost. Anyway, we're just going to go in and kill them. We'll be able to flank them because they're pulling back to the town square. There's the flag of Khazad-dûm. The only son remaining of the thoroughbred line. Gimmelzor. King Gimmelzor. Founder of the new Adûnâim dynasty. Well, Númenórean dynasty. We're not men of the West.
Men have done well. The gates have fallen.
Damn right they have. Right, you go that way. You're going to go up the middle. Gimmelzor, you go on the flank as well.
Their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now.
Gimmelzor is flanking. You are also flanking. Everyone into positions. You might as well just walk up that hill now. There's no need for you to run. You guys are the same. Select everyone. Everyone into positions. Take a brief moment to catch your breath. Form up. Enemy mercenaries fighting for the dwarves stand in the town. A dwarven captain leading them. And we hit them in the flank first, so they turn to face them foolishly. Just as our reinforcements then come in from the side, and Gimmelzor arrives at the same moment, and it's going to be a bloodbath.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Sellswords getting murdered all over the place. This is why you don't sell your services, you stupid fools. Fight for honour. Duty. Oh, Gimmelzor himself seeks out the dwarven captain. He's got help from a proddy farmhand behind, though. Gimmelzor, if you die to this captain, I shall be very aggrieved. Oh, he's really stuttering. He's getting hit in the back an awful lot with this pitchfork. Or trident is a better word, maybe.
Good tidings.
He's gone down. In the sword goes through the ribs, and he swipes clean off his head. The dwarf falls. The sellswords close in amongst themselves. They're tightening ranks. It's the banners of Umbar, which unfortunately they are, but the banners of the Adûnâim stand true in the centre of the town. The peoples here, of course, have been under our rule for some time and are probably cheering from their windows, welcoming the return of humanity. The dwarves can sod off. They have to unfortunately fight to the end, though. But there's only one guy left. He's down. Everyone's about to cheer. Yes! Praise be to... I don't want to praise Melkor. But then they would definitely not praise the Valar. The Valar. They wouldn't praise them. So who would they praise? I don't want to be praising Melkor. I think we should say that in the 3,000 years since the fall of Numenor, that they've repented. And they no longer worship Melkor. But equally, they no longer worship... They don't worship the Valar either. So, praise be to ourselves, I suppose. Gimmelzor is our
honorable,
king reborn, our god reborn.
My lord, our courage and honor have conquered.
Right, repair that. Siduri can train troops. What's the free upkeep situation over here? Only one at the moment, unfortunately. But I'd be tempted to chuck them in. No. We don't need them there. We need to focus on the places that are going to be important. Such as Dol Vaughn, which does, I believe, have a terrible... So, yeah, Dol Vaughn, you get your Mason's Hall again. How much money do we make? Oh, we make a reasonable amount of money now, actually. So you could change your... Yeah, go for that grain exchange. What the hell? Doors of Khazad-dûm don't like us because we've backstabbed them. That's understandable. Siduri. Siduri should now be able to then build. Take that out then. I forgot about that, sorry. Siduri should hopefully start building its building, which is what we want. And then we want to start just getting troops up in places. I'm not as concerned about Cor Willishar, I have to confess. I want to keep at least some kind of border between me and Bree. But we've reclaimed our lands. Which is good.
An order.
Get you back to Dol
Yes.
Vaughn. But where do we want people to be? Is there a fort around here anywhere? Oh, there's one over there, isn't there? But that's on Isengard's side. I don't want to do that. Unfortunately, Kar Balakan and Kar Kalatar are firmly in the hands of enemies. Dundand have Balakan and Khazad-dûm have Kalatar.
Yes, my lord. What is it you wish to discuss? I am not quite... Good day to you.
They don't fancy that, do they?
Approaching their
The Angmar still hold Hobbiton.
Stopping here.
Our plans have worked. Success! Oh, I'll tell you what you can do, Gimmelzor.
Yes, my lord.
You've got legs.
We can go no
Oh, that'll
further,
do,
my
actually.
lord.
Just build it there and run back.
My lord.
This tower will keep vigil over the land.
Armenelos is up repairing and solid. Excellent. I don't know why I said solid. We've reclaimed from Siduri. We have spread outward. A far more fitting capital that's not constantly at war. I'm still quite surprised at how quickly Bree capitulated to Dunland's attack. I really am. But then I think Dunland have exhausted themselves on Bree now, and the two have met a stalemate. Because Dunland can't get that many troops across to support their front line, because they've got to pull troops from their sort of southern point to get there. And they can't do that. Bregos got a meeting, who I mentioned. An alliance between Khazad-dûm and Imladris. Dunland and Isengard. Yeah, you're allied to the Misty Mountains. Bugger, so are Dunland. I was hoping they might attack the Misty Mountains. That was a real hope for me. Isengard really do look like they very much wanted to attack me.
Set sail.
Go now,
Yes,
Lindon
sir.
there.
Full
Right, did Siduri start building? Yes, it did. Perfect. So we've got 7 turns before we can do anything there. We get about 3,000. We want to use that on the most important buildings if we can. I'm thinking a road in Bregos would be a good one. No, the meeting hall over in Dol Vaughn is a necessary evil.
Yes.
It gives us more recruitment slots as well. That's going to have to be our chief recruitment point, as is
Yes, my lord.
Argond. Which it already is, to be fair. Can we get the next tier of the hall? No, how long have you got? Oh, you've got so many people before you're ready to go up. Asgarzir. Bugger. Could really do with that being a stronghold. Could really do with it. I don't really want to cheat the population there. I mean, I can do by removing population from other places, but the other places could be just as helpful to us if they also were to go up in size. Although Siduri is about to be our only large town. God. Argond is currently our largest sort of settlement, full stop, really. I think we should wait to see how much money we're actually going to have. Perhaps we should move on Core Willershire. It makes little sense to just to stay, I suppose. But then we'd be really stretching ourselves. That's the only thing. I don't know if we'd be overstretching ourselves. We could actually use the money to get an army, but then we'd need a real army to take Lindon. As soon as we take sort of Harlon, for example, they'll come running. They will come running. And we don't want to risk their ire. But then Adûnâim is a huge moneymaker and would be a very welcome addition. But I am really tempted to take Core Willershire. I'm tempted to just move on and finish there. Yeah, what the hell.
Yes.
Take Gimmelzor as your head.
Your orders, my lord.
It makes our Menelaus not like us, but that's alright. Doesn't affect our money in any way. You could take those two, but then we'll be losing money again. Could get an armory as well, and then we actually get a garrison if it's attacked. Well, we'll just wait and see. Oh, hello. You're allied to the Mordor, Misty Mountains, you're war with Bree, Dúnedain, Erebor, Adûnâim, Imladris, everyone. You're at war with everyone.
Unfortunately.
They're surviving really quite well, though, I find. Angmar are surviving much better than they were before. I'm very surprised at that. But also, just thinking, Bree might well attack us again if we take Core Willershire. It might be worthwhile just sort of sitting. Yeah. I'll tell you what I might do, which is a little unorthodox, actually. Because at the moment, of course, we're in a kind of an end turn just going over and over and over and over. No one's attacking us. We're not attacking anyone. This is just a moment where we're just waiting to build up our infrastructure. So I think what I might actually do now is pause the recording, and I will then just skip through all of these turns, get to a point where we're sort of ready. It may even be sort of 10, 15 turns later. But get to that point, and then obviously record again as soon as anything happens. If anything interesting happens, I'll make a note of it and then report it back. But I can't really imagine that you'll want to, after how nerve-wracking this campaign has been, to then suddenly just go through like 3 episodes of just ending turn. I think might be a little dull. So what I am going to do just that. I'm going to pause the recording now, and I will come back to you when we are actually either A, in a position where we can do something, or B, the enemy actually does something to us. Now, it will mean, of course, you're going to miss all the buildings that I build and the mistakes I make there, but I think that's a fair enough trade-off to just not watch nothing happen, if that makes sense. I don't want to just show nothing happening for the next sort of like 40 turns or however long it's going to be. So, I shall do that, and so I shall see you in what, for me, will probably be about 30 minutes, and for you will probably be a second. Welcome back. Approximately 20 turns have passed. I'm on turn 177. So it will be 20 turns in just a moment, as it was 158 when I left you. And to cover the changes then, I took Core Willershire and it upgraded to a castle almost immediately upon capture. It had 1,192 people and it needs 1,200. And then I did opt to move the population from various other towns, and I upgraded Core Willershire to a stronghold so that we've got one somewhere. So you can add population to a town by removing population from another town. So it's like moving people on purpose. Other than that, we've managed to build buildings in various towns, but nowhere really likes us, unfortunately. Bregos became a town. Saduri became a large town, which was nice. And other than that, that's really all we had. Dunland have done very well against Bree, and they have taken the south farthing of the Shire and the east farthing of the Shire. Bree now only have 2 regions left, and their last stand spawn kicked in a short while ago. The Vale of the Anduin recently died, and so that's a very minor one, but the big change that happened about 3 turns after I paused it, actually. If I just toggle the Fog of War, you'll see immediately what it is. And unfortunately, they fell foul of Medieval 2's cheat defeat system, and the Easterlings of Rune were randomly defeated at a point some turns ago. Unfortunately, in the 20 turns, or about 18 turns since they fell, hardly any of their towns have been taken. The Dwarves have only managed to take Skarn. Khand have managed to take Mataram because it had no garrison, and they finally went there. Mordor have pushed up and taken Enmahath. And Dol Guldur have taken most lands. They've taken, obviously, Carverad, Vilta, Logarth, Othelbed. All of these were rebel some time ago. Dorwinion have not taken anywhere. They've spent the whole time just defending. Because rather unfortunately, of course, the Easterling clan went rebel. Or the clans of the Rune. But the rebels are active, so the AI doesn't want to attack any of these regions because they've still got to fight Rune's army. Of course, the rebels can't train any troops, so it is an inevitability that they will eventually die, but the threat they pose is sadly too great. In the south, as expected, Gondor have been utterly obliterated with the introduction of Isengard on the western front. Isengard haven't even been that aggressive, as you can see. They've only taken 3 towns, but it's been enough to basically ruin Gondor, and Mordor are just absolutely slaughtering them, pushing through there. So in the south, the evil nations are very much going to win. The only little interesting change that might come about, I noticed, is if we go to diplomacy, the Orcs of the Misty Mountains, where are you? Orcs of the Misty Mountains. The Orcs of the Misty Mountains are at war with Lothlorien, who happen to be allied to the Shadow of Mirkwood. And with the fall of Anduin, there is a real possibility that the Misty Mountains and Dol Guldur might actually go to war, which will keep those two locked together, and that might affect some of the southern nations. But it may just mean that if they do go to war, for example, Isengard and Mordor might turn on Mirkwood, and Mirkwood will just get annihilated. So our only real path and hope for any form of victory for 60 regions is basically to claim all of Eriador, and we can do that by shutting down Tharbad and shutting down Siduri. Isengard will have a large number of forces, but of course they'll have to fight us crossing that gap. And indeed, at Tharbad, you can just stand on the bridge and laugh as they try to get you. That's our only hope, because of course we've got to take Dunland down to take Eriador. But I'm hoping as well that with the fall of Angmar, which will soon come, it's not actually that soon, to be honest. The Dúnedain have rallied and they reclaimed Tir Thuin, and for a short while they reclaimed Osnithil, but the Misty Mountains have taken it back. Khazad-dûm now only have Car Calatar, and of course I wiped out everything they had on the west, reclaimed all my old lands. Excuse me, sorry. And I know I'm toggled fog of war so I can see, but I am going to try and take this town. As you will know, this army moving on us, led by Captain Dramorian, is 50% of Mithlond's entire military force, the rest of it being at Mithlond. So if we can take and win at Buzzra-Dûm, we will hugely cripple Lindon. And if we can then nip on and take the Harlond, then we can, then we have got a real chance of really crippling Lindon. I'm also hoping that Dunland might soon finish Bree off, which means Dunland might get involved with Lindon as well. So that's where we are. So you join me just as we take Buzzra-Dûm, and then I will end the episode there. Unfortunately, it's a town, even though it looks like a village, which means Dramorian might well be able to come over and assist, but that's okay, because then we get a defensive battle to win it. In it to win it. So I think that was the right decision, really, because in the last 20 turns, other than the fall of Rune, the fall of Anduin, which is nothing really, and again, Anduin fell because of some sort of weird quirk. Their city was besieged. They fought the battle. It was obviously it's an auto-resolve. The AI is always auto-resolves. But their general died. So their faction leader died in the siege, even though they won the battle, and then so they died afterward anyway, which is why they're rebel and not held by someone. And but those are the only two things that really happened. And now we have this fight for our lives. I know that Dramorian has got Elder Rinway, but at least only one unit. Oh, this is like Lindon trash. Oh, we have a hope. Now, we have not got the greatest army. We've got 2 units of Abrazzanim there and another one there. We've got 3 generals. The only trash units we've actually got are the 2 Azrazair archers, and they also happen to be only 2 of 3 ranged units that we've even got. So this battle... Now La Meluian, is that your name? Lar Meluion, you aren't really a threat. The cavalry is a bit of a pain, but if I can get my generals in to fight them...
We attack!
If I can get the generals on that flank, they can cover, so we're not too worried. But the Elder Rinway Swordmen will be a real challenge. This battle could well be a huge loss for us, but this army is currently draining all of my income. So we'll be able to swiftly retrain them, I would hope. Now, there isn't really a hill, unfortunately. Oh, no, this is a bit of a hill, isn't it? Ler Melwion is coming in over there. Our whole army is currently hidden in the trees. Yeah, I'm always so tempted to try and use that, but it never really goes to plan. Unfortunately, the trees also give arrow protection. So our few archer units aren't going to get any boost if we go in the trees. Oh, we could go on this little hill over here, couldn't we? Bring the trees out of it, bring hills mostly out of it altogether, and protect that flank. Yeah, let's do that. Cheese.
The enemy have brought
Cheese
up
is
more
always the
men.
way forward. Alright. You men, spearmen. No, you're a spear unit as well. Any others? No. You may go there. How is that on the hill? Yeah, not too bad. Alright. Archers of the Corsairs. You're not going to do much today, but let's get you involved. Let's try and use the crossbows as a flanking unit rather than a... See how we can do with that. Similarly, Adûnâim. Come and cover that flank on that side. Corsair warriors, you're going to be coming around and ready to flank on this side. Our actual general will hold back, but the other two will also move round onto this flank to give us just flank really. Hopefully they'll just come straight down the middle and we can just curl our whole army around and hit them. That's our hope. You're one of our most aggressive units. Let's get you in the line over there. Oh, their reinforcements coming in from behind them, so they will just come straight towards us. No one can be on defensive mode. Everybody's free to roam. Oh, wrong button. In we go. And they are coming down on that flank. Now, obviously, their archers are very, very good. Which is a shame. Right, I suggest we already start the flank maneuver. And indeed, actually, curl you guys around. Where are the Adûnâim? There they are. That's what we want the crossbows to target. Run over there, run over there, run over there. Oh, there's their cavalry. Right, let's get the Narduzagar out. Our lines there have met the enemy. Can I squeeze you through that gap? Sindar cavalry didn't get enough of a run up really to threaten. What's that coming straight in? Lindon long spears going down our gullet. There's Lindon mariners. Really, 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 really want you guys. I think I might just have to use you wherever you are, to be honest.
The battle is very much in our favor.
Just start shooting them in the back. The swordmen are going to massacre us. This is the only problem. Get you down there, get you involved. New men are going to be flanking as well. Oh, there's long spears. Yes. Surround the long spears and good God do they go down easy. Get onto the behind those. Get onto the behind those. That's not English. Bugger. I think we've just lost our catapults, our crossbows. Who is up against the Adûnâim? They're not actually doing as well as I thought. Adûnâim are one of the most feared units in this game, to be honest. They are so powerful. But we are actually, to be honest, I think we're going to win. And not even that difficultly. They don't have a general, of course, which gives us a big boost. And another wave. Go on.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Oh, I just left you guys there, didn't I? You guys curl in. General. Adûnâim, hit the buggers. Archers, if you finished, you're coming in and getting involved as well. Sindar cavalry will actually take A lot of casualties. Now, the Teleri archers, fortunately, whilst they're really good archers, they are still pretty subpar melee units. So not too concerned about what happens to those. I'm surprised the balance is so even. It's because they're obviously killing us in the middle there, aren't they? Wow, Lindon Longspear's creeping back in. Oh, and obviously, because then in terms of raw numbers, their archers are still fighting on. Everybody there move in on those Adûnâim weight. There's Teleri archers there to shut down. I think we are going to win. Oh, there's the reinforcements, only just coming. Is our general involved? Yeah, he's down there up against the Adûnâim, who are fighting on, as you'd expect, like demons.
The enemy general flees like the coward he is. Press onward.
3 units of Teleri archers. Ah, he's broken. Right, General, go up there and. Have you guys won yet? Yeah, I think you have.
We've lost half of our men.
Pull the crossbows out. Charge those Teleri. You get involved. You're a solid spear unit. Yep, perfect. Got routing from the Teleri archers. It's basically over.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Yeah, it's over. We've won.
The enemy army flees the field.
It's now just a case of who's that pressing out? Corsair warriors, good lads. Just got to get those Teleri archers up there to run away, and then we've won. 86%. We only lost half of our army. That's a solid, solid payoff, and we get Adûnâim for our troubles.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Just capture as many as you can there. They're faster than you, so as soon as they've made it away from you, then we'll just quit. Yes! Yes! We lost 1,200. Lord Balakan, the Honourable. And they lost their whole army. But we need to move very swiftly to really capitalise on that victory. And I mean very swiftly. We need to get Harlond and Adûnâim so that Lindon just don't have the money to support 2 armies. We need to keep them in debt so that they're... Because that army at Lindon, I would wager, will also be Lindon trash. I mean, if we were up against a late-game Lindon army here, the campaign's over. They really are outrageously powerful, as I'm sure you're all aware. But the fools leaving only their trash in their armies, they're just leaving it wide open for us. And we're not too worried about Bree because they've got their hands full with Dunland. They're not going to nip in and try and sneak us. I mean, they might do, but Dunland are currently buffering Bree for us, so they're acting in the middle there. Interim defenders. Kill them all.
Honourable, glorious victory.
No,
My lord,
2,557. It does not disappoint. And Adûnâim is ours. But now, as I say, it's just a case of getting around to the Harlond and trying to take that. The South Haven is what Harlond means, if you're interested. Forlond, interestingly, and by extension, therefore, means North Haven. And Mithlond means Grey Haven. And Lond Arthuran, when it was a thing, meant Haven Lands of the King. Alright, you scout.
Approaching quietly.
Do as God intended.
Approaching quietly.
You don't have a God. Do as I want you to. Now, this place won't like us very much, I don't think. No, but it has got 8% Kingsman and culture. That's interesting. Any buildings that the elves get that we can't use? Stables. No, other than that, they've fully outfitted the place, haven't they? Right, who can we leave behind? You are massively depleted. 68 of you. What happens if we do that? Oh, it doesn't hate us. Oh, brilliant. Let's go then. Quick. Quick, quick, quick. Build a tower. And keep going. Now, there is a little elven army knocking around there somewhere, and there's that one over there. Oh, Christ, which actually has really good units. And I've left Gimmelzor alone in that. Can you train anything? Oh, no, you can't. It matters not. Just get to the castle. Oh, I'm Menelaus. You like me anyway. Brilliant. Have you got troops? No. Dol Vorn, you can train something. Yes. I want those archers at Cor Willashar. I want those guys over to our Menelaus, which doesn't hate me. Argond, you are where we actually train troops. Build me an army.
Your will, my lord. As you wish.
Those running north as
We'll
well.
make camp here.
Alright. Oh, we lose loads of money by taking our general out of Adûnâim, but we gain substantial monies
Yes,
now.
my lord.
It's just Círdan. Does he have a good army? Ah, as expected. He's got a medium army, and he's got himself, but he's not amazing. It's just whether our moving on Harlond will spur him to come around. If not, then that's brilliant. We can take the Harlond with no troubles. Where's Sacklethorpe? Still in that haven I left him in all those turns ago.
Set sail.
Sacklethorpe, get up here and... I mean, you're not going to be able to do anything, but just go north. Just run north. Right, that is going to end this second episode, which has, for me, I mean, it took an hour to do those extra 20 turns. But really, honestly, nothing happened. No one even entered my lands, no one threatened me, there were no, other than the auto-resolve win at Cor Willishar, or I didn't auto-resolve because they were cell swords, but again, it was a basic victory, nothing missed there. Absolutely nothing happened to our lands, we're just solidifying our hold on the area, we're just spreading our culture around this area so that if anyone does take it from us, it's bloody useless to them. My capital city, interestingly, the reason I'm now lining up the Dark Sanctuaries in the town hall is because my capital city hated me when I dropped it down to just one general, because I moved the factionaire so that he could lead this army. He is in fact leading this army, but he was in Siduri, and when I took it down to one general, it hated me, almost completely rioted. We almost lost Bragos to a revolt when I did some troop movements as well, and I had to put a general back in there. And so it's just been a bit... No one likes us until our culture's around. But hopefully, Captain Markaunian does not move to assault us, but we shall see in the next episode. So until we speak again, dear friends, Navar Naden Perimad Melunin, and farewell.